Hi, I'm Jamie Batts, the Doodling Professor. Everyone, so today we're going to be talking about where gated ion channels are on our neuron. First, remember that there are leaky channels all over the surface of our cells. So this would be our sodium leak channels and our potassium leak channels. They're constantly leaking sodium and potassium down their concentration gradients. Most of our gated ion channels are closed in a resting position. So that just means when the cell is sitting there not doing anything, those ion channels are closed. If we focus on our motor neuron, what we see are a couple of different zones, right? Up here we have the dendrites. The dendrites are the receiving parts. So information comes in from what we call a presynaptic cell. This is another neuron up here, right? So we'll call that a presynaptic cell. And information flows down to our dendrites and then out our axon to another cell or maybe an effector, like a muscle or a gland. So in this case, our dendrites would have, if we zoomed in there, we would see lots and lots of chemically gated ion channels. Chemically gated ion channels are present in high quantities on these dendrites. Chemically gated channels. And so what a chemically gated channel is, we can add that over here. A chemically gated channel is one that's going to open in response to a neurotransmitter, NT, such as acetylcholine or ACH, or maybe it'll open in response to some other type of ligand. So sometimes these are called ligand-gated channels, and all ligand means is chemical. It's some type of molecule. Sometimes our neurons are put together a little different. So these chemically gated ion channels will produce what we call a local or graded polarization here on the cell body. So these local polarizations all kind of accumulate right here at the axon hillock. And this axon hillock is the decision maker of our neuron. This is where our neuron's going to decide whether or not it's going to actually send an action potential. So here on our axon itself, there are lots of voltage-gated channels. So these voltage-gated channels, when polarized enough, will open here, and then open here, and then here, and then here, and it just bounces down the axon until it reaches the end. And here are our axon terminals, where that signal can be sent to another cell. So we can add voltage-gated channels here as well. So voltage-gated channels are down the axon. They're going to open in response to a change in voltage. The third type of gated ion channel is a mechanically gated channel. So mechanically gated simply means that it's going to open in response to some type of stress, stretch, or tension. So in other words, if we were to maybe press on this cell, like a touch receptor, or if we were to squeeze or twist that neuron in some way, that would open up these mechanically gated channels. Mechanically gated channels tend to be on the cell body of a neuron. Since this is a multipolar neuron, and multipolar neurons are usually motor neurons, this would not be a mechanically gated cell body because mechanically gated is generally associated with sensory neurons. So I hope that makes a little sense. Chemically gated ion channels are going to open in response to a chemical. Voltage-gated ion channels down the axon are going to open in response to changes in voltage near or next to it. Have a good one. Bye.